All right, Gautam, welcome to my show.
My pleasure.
Gautam, you've worked hard and reached where you've reached today. And how do you feel you finally made it to my show?
I feel absolutely fantastic.
Are you nervous? Because you should be nervous. I'm gonna grill you throughout my show.
I've got nervous, positive energy, so I'm all good.
Ask me about it. Gautam, let's just kickstart from the beginning.
Sure.
What I've heard from you is how Right Selection had actually conceived in the form of a bookstore.
Yes.
And today it's India's leading speaking bureau. So, how did that journey unfold for you?
Well, actually, coincidentally, this October 2018 will be 25 years
25 years.
since the company started. And I've got to thank actually my dad. I mean, more than myself. He started this journey in October 14th, his birthday in 1993 in Dubai.
Dubai, all right.
And it started off as a self-help bookstore, a bookstore about personal and corporate transformation. And so that was all came back about because he said, he was in the business world for 25 years in Europe, in Africa, and he said to himself, I'm in business, but I don't have enough happiness or inner fulfillment because to me it's just like a job. It's just to work. You go to work each day, you come, you generate revenue, but it lacked inner fulfillment. And he said to himself, what can I do that's a business, but yet it gives me excitement each and every day? And what he realized, he sat in a quiet space and he said to himself, he's just thinking, what is really gives me the biggest happiness? And he says, books, in fact, books, non-fiction books, books about self-help, business transformation books. And he came to Dubai and he realized there was no bookstores which helped, had self-help books. There were fiction and architecture and children's. And he opened Right Selection, the self-help business transformation bookstore. And it was just that niche of books, and that's how it all started. So he was the one who started it because it made a difference in his life and brought him happiness. And he said, if I can help other people make a difference, his ultimate thing is we've got to leave the world a better place than when you came. And to him, by being in a business that impacts people personally and professionally, you're contributing to making the world a better place. And that was the grassroots of how the business bookstore started 25 years ago.
And I also understand that he's also one of the leading authors. I mean, he's co-authored a book with Marshall Goldsmith, and some of his books have really, reached a cult status in Dubai. So, how your childhood was, and being under the guidance of such a father who was truly, truly instrumental in bringing about a change in the world. I mean, that's the aspiration he lived with. How it was.
He's for me a great role model. I mean, he may be my dad, my best friend, my coach, spiritual guide in every which way. He plays multiple hats, as most parents do, but I definitely owe a lot of gratitude to him for my journey, my success, and my continuous learning. And my aspiration each and every day to just live with gratitude and make a difference. To answer your question specifically, in terms of him being an author, he actually has always had a passion for writing. But he actually only decided 3 years ago. He said to me, and I walk on a daily basis, and said to me, how do I leave a legacy? I'm going to be 70 very soon. I've done 50 years of business. How do I pass on my knowledge to help other people way beyond my life? And I said, well, the world's best authors. How about you write one book a year?
Yeah.
And that's how it started. Jack Canfield, Chicken Soup for the Soul, sold 1 billion copies. We spoke to Jack and he said, my book, Success Principles, and that's how his book, Magical Book of Affirmations, came out. And then he said, Brian Tracy. And then last but not least, the third book was with Marshall Goldsmith.
You gave me a copy of it. I still have it,
And the difference in that book is it's not a book where you just read. It's actually a book where you have to put pen to paper because it's about transfer of knowledge.
And you can really practice whatever is written there.
Absolutely. Yeah. So that's been the inspiration of just surrounded with him where he walks the talk. It's not just transforming. Actually, he's written books. He's spoken. He's a great personality.
So, Gautam, I'm really intrigued to ask you this question. As you were growing up, you had this family established business which your dad had established. Your decision to sort of take this business forward, was it more out of pressure that, oh my God, my dad has, created something so big, or was it also truly out of passion that you decided to take on this business?
Great question. To me, actually, I was born in London, so I lived there 20 years. So my entire upbringing, education was in the UK. I joined my dad in 95. He had started the business in 93, as I shared. And he said, we want to join the business. I said, a bookshop? I mean, what am I going to join a bookstore? I just finished my education in the UK, and I was saying, join a bookstore. He said, give it 6 months. What have you got to lose? I said, okay, fair enough. I said, let me give it 6 months. And I started with a bookstore. And as I said, it was a niche bookstore on personal and corporate transformation. And what really excited me was the quality of people that you meet. Because, it was a business, but it was so fulfilling. And now I understood exactly why these books made a difference to his life. The quality of people, these were successful people coming to learn, because they said learning is a lifetime journey. Stop learning, stop loving, stop learning, stop living. In fact, I think Mahatma Gandhi even said that saying. But my dad said, he said the quality of people we surrounded ourselves with was just so exciting. And to me, after 6 months, here I am 25 years later. But that was
I
the
think those
draws.
6 months passed really fast for you,
Yeah,
huh?
it did. It flew by. I mean, we started, the bookstore, and then that business journey, turned around after a few years to having books at the back of, eminent authors like Tom Peters, Stephen Covey, Philip Kotler, Deepak Chopra, Robin Sharma, and you started having the bookstore, and that's how then it evolved, from there on to an event agency, to then a speaker agency over the 25 years. But it started from the grassroots of a bookstore where Dad said, 6 months, try it out, see how you go, and I really, really enjoyed that 6 months, and there's been no looking back.
All right. Before we move on to our next segment, which is rapid fire, which is totally non-grilling, what I want to ask from you is that I've seen a certain story that you often share about why you do what you do today. So why don't you share that story with us?
Sure, thanks. It's based on the book Simon Sinek wrote, Start With Why.
Yeah.
And it's actually one of my many coaches that I have, a gentleman called Phil Bedford. And he said it's really important to find out your why. Because when you find out your why, it gives you an extra drive and a purpose why you get up every morning. How do you stay motivated, excited, inspired about each and every day? Because each day is a gift, but people take time for granted. People take life for granted at times. But when you know your why, you're emotionally driven each and every day to get up, be excited, be energized, and make a difference. So yeah, the story actually goes back to my childhood days. I was born and brought up in London, as I shared, and at the age of 13, I went to a school there, which is predominantly, British children, and I went through, the experience of being bullied, teased, humiliated, made fun of, and my self-esteem was all on an all-time low. I had very few friends, and my grades at school were below average that particular year, and I just felt very, lonely in that sense, and very discouraged and negative, and I felt nothing's working, and what's the purpose of life, and nothing made any sense. So I went to my dad, who even at that time we had a very, very good rapport. And I said to him and shared him this painful experience. And he gave me three pieces of advice. And he said, surround yourself with the right people. That's one. Continuous learning. And above all, take action. So he said, this advice will help you for the rest of your life. And a year or two later, I changed schools and I made a new set of friends. And suddenly my grades improved, were above average. And I was suddenly the person to go to organizing the weekend events with friends. And my whole outlook on life changed. And I did reasonably well in my school, university, and, henceforth the career. And people said, and I was sort of thinking to myself that right selection, we're in the business of transforming lives. So I started trying to connect that story to this, and I realized that where everyone has a challenge. You could have a health challenge, a business challenge, a financial challenge, relationship challenge. Everyone, no one's immune from challenges in life. It's a part and parcel of living, wherever you are. Doesn't matter the level of affluence you have. So I said, we're bringing the world's best speakers to an event through online, offline. People, the right people who are open to learning coming to the room. And our goal is to inspire you to take action. So we're a catalyst for creating an environment. So it's your environment and the right people, a learning space. And then if you take action, you're going to, like Marshall's book says, what got you here won't get you there. And so to me, in summary, it's whatever challenge you have in life, surround yourself with the right people, and the right people who can help you in that challenge, for say, or people who uplift you and make you feel good. Learn could be reading a book, could be going online, doing research, and then take action. Because when you're uplifted and you have the knowledge. It's all about taking action, and you will move in the right direction. And to me, that's my purpose every day, because I know that I am inspiring people to change, to make a difference, and improve their lives in each and every area that they can.
Yeah.
And so to me, that story of my painful childhood experience and transforming that to where I am today, nobody believed I was an introvert at one time or assumed an introvert. And that was just because I was surrounded by the wrong people and not learning and not taking action. You just switch those 3 pieces of advice in every area of your life, and you can live a much better, fulfilling, happy life.
I think, Gautam, that's very meaningful for our audiences who, I'm sure we all have challenges, but I think the 3 learnings which you gave us are quite actionable in itself. So thank you so much. And this also prompts me to share with you what Bill George says about leadership, that some of the best leading leaders are the ones who have experienced some kind of pain, and such leaders develop more empathy and hence compelling products. So I think I really resonate with it. All right, it's now time to have some fun, Gautam. Please, yeah, you could take off the jacket because the temperatures are going to soar. So nothing. It's a very quick, fun round of rapid fire. What I would really request you is not to peep in my sheet of paper.
Okay.
And secondly, please answer as quickly as possible. All right?
Okay,
Ready?
I'll do my best.
Okay. And if you answer well, I'll give you this.
Oh, fantastic.
My coconut juice to you. All right. Okay. Are you ready, Gautam? Okay. So
go ahead.
The most embarrassing moment of your life. There are so many he's recollecting from the archives.
I don't know. Falling off my bike. And falling off my bike again and again. I don't know.
Okay. Your greatest strength.
My belief that nothing is impossible.
All right. Your greatest weakness. Oh, he doesn't seem to have any weakness. He's thinking. All right. Okay. First thing you notice in a woman, barring me.
Her eyes.
Okay. What attracts you in any person?
The personality, the energy.
Okay. If you're deserted on an island with Deepika Padukone, what are the 3 things you'll do? He just can't share the 3 things, man.
I'd be lost my speech.
Okay, that's one.
I think I don't know how to answer that question.
My God, he's blushing at this point, man. Okay. One boon and one bane of your profession.
One
boon and one not so good thing about your profession.
Good is that I'm really making a difference in people's lives across countries, and the difficult one is being away from my wife and daughters. That would be time away from them is the painful experience for me.
All right. And Gautam, if there was a biopic written on you, who would play your role, and what would be the name of the biopic?
I don't know. You know me well enough now. Maybe you'd suggest better.
Now he's translating the rapid fire on to me. But okay, not the title, but who do you think, which actor can play your role?
Which actor can play my role?
It could be Hollywood, man. You're international.
I would go with Ranveer Singh. I love his energy. He is just out of this world, and he has energy. He has humor. He is impromptu. He's a person of action. He makes things happen.
All right. And one thing that you want to change about yourself?
I would like to have a better discipline in my health, because I keep parking that on the side because I'm so busy enjoying what I'm doing. So to me, it's really about having a better discipline in my lifestyle in terms of being healthier.
All right. In one word, if you were to describe life, what would that word be?
One word. Gratitude.
All right. Thank you so much, Gautam. This is the end of our rapid fire. But you know what? My show is always full of surprises. So I have a little surprise package for you. The surprise is, do you remember when you had come to Bombay, we got talking and you were actively looking for a team member?
Yes.
And things happened, and that team member happened to be my best friend, and you guys really worked well. So I've got that team member here. Any guesses?
Sakina?
Sakina is right here with us over here. And so why I called her here is not that I'm going to ask her any questions about you, but she's going to tell her bites, her take on you.
I'm going to be on the spot now.
Yeah, and a lot of secrets will be revealed as I call her here. And we also have lined up another game that she'll play in her segment. So
Okay.
get ready. If Rapid Fire was only a trailer, the film will be completed by her. So fasten your seatbelts yet
All
again.
right. Thank you.
All right. Gautam, you're very active on the social media, be it Facebook, be it Instagram, and you inspire me to be active on Instagram too, because I realize it's very important to be visible. But I was always curious to ask you that you work with world's most celebrated thought leaders, motivation speakers who the world looks up to, like there's
Sure.
Marshall, there's Liz Wiseman, and so many. So, is there a mechanism you have developed in order to, sort of interact with them, converse with them? Because I understand it's not an ordinary feat to manage such motivational speakers on such a large scale. So, what is the mechanism that you've developed?
I don't know. I can't really pinpoint, the mechanism, but I would say for me, I'm just everything's about relationships for me. And my dad again said to me, he said the most important bank account is your emotional bank account, the relationship capital that you have with people, with every person, be it personal or professional. You need to impact lives. You need to make a difference. Leave every conversation, leave every person you meet with a positive impression that was non existing before you met them. So, with every speaker, to me, the speakers, we've developed a deep personal relationship with every speaker we work with. We will host a dinner. We will host, take them sightseeing. Jack Canfield, for example, had on his vision board, he said, I saw the Taj Mahal on his vision board. He was coming to India and the Gulf with us, and I just scheduled a trip without telling him that we're going to the Taj Mahal. And he was like, "You're helping me achieve something on my vision board." Now, that's something that, he may only visit that place once in his life. I mean, he's a busy man traveling the world and living in the US. Now, he will never forget. Every time he thinks of Taj Mahal, he say, Gautam Ganglani took me to the Taj Mahal. I have built that emotional bank account for life. I could call him, email him, and get a response because you built a rapport. When you take care of someone personally, they take care of you professionally. And
I think that's a great line. When you take care of someone personally, they take care of you professionally. Yeah.
Absolutely. So that to me, in terms of the relationship with speakers, that's really what I've really found that, that's really made a big difference. I don't know if I've answered your question on social media, but to me, social media is something, again, which you really need to enjoy it. It needs to be effortless, seamless, and not feel like, oh, I have to do this or I have to do that.
And that's really palpable in your case, because I don't think it comes like a pretense. It's very natural. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, there's always room for improvement and always striving how can I add value, because it's not for me wanting to show pictures with certain personalities. Yes, there's a certain personal branding by being seen with several speakers, but the reason I share that very honestly is really it's showing that I'm well connected in our industry with the best of the best speakers, regionally, internationally, globally. And that is what I'm perceiving, so that people say, when I think of a speaker, when I think of inspirational speaker, think of Gautam, think of Right Selection. But then, something recent I started, which is called a Business Leadership Minute. But to me, I realize the most busiest people, they don't have the show. Everyone's short of time.
Yeah, they don't have.
Money comes and goes in life, but one thing that never goes back is time. And with that in mind, I said, okay. And then people like videos. People love visual. It covers all the things of NLP, so tonality to the visuals, the body language. And I've come up with a new series I started this year, Jan, which is a 1-minute video with every thought leader. And I'm telling them, you got 1 minute to share your legacy, to share one learning with the world. What would it be? And that's the only pretext I tell them, because my goal is every week, if I can send a 1-minute video, I have 21,000 people who receive it today. And, I can inspire everyone once a week. So when they appreciate, you're building goodwill, you're building emotional bank accounts. So when they need you, you're there for them. They may need you once a year, but you don't want to just contact someone once a year. You contact a speaker or a client once a year. It's a transaction. It just means I only know you for the business. You build value on an ongoing basis consistently. When that one time is, they'll think of you, they say, wow, I have a relationship with that guy.
Yeah.
He's built value the entire year. He values me on a personal level to take care of me, inspire me, engage me. When I have business, I'm going nowhere else. He's the only person I can think of. And that's really whether it's the speakers or the customers or the family. And that's something which I really, take a lot of, in focus in that area.
So, I think this entire narrative gets me curious to ask my next question, which is, at this point in time, what is the ultimate mission or vision that you see yourself achieving through the medium of Right Selection for the people it serves?
Well, online we can impact people globally because the internet, social media, it can impact lives globally. So there's no restriction there. So I'd like to reach out to inspire as many people as I can online. Offline, our focus has been Dubai and the Gulf region, recently India and the Indian subcontinent, and Singapore and Asia as our emerging market. And by this time next year, we would be launching in Africa. So these are markets which are hungry for knowledge, hungry for change, hungry to be transformed, but they don't have the exposure that Europe and America has, where they've got so much learning from the world's best speakers.
Sure.
So my goal is to bring the world's best speakers and transform lives with offline events in all these regions. And to me, if that's something I get excited every day, and any little bit I can do to make that happen, anyone who can help me make that happen, I love collaborating. That's my other key thing. To me, everything in life is about collaboration. It's about abundance. It's about sharing. Because my dad has another saying. He says, we must divide to multiply.
That's again a profound learning for me today.
Another one he says is 50% of something is better than 100% of nothing. So to me, I'd like to have 50% of something as many times as I can than 100% of nothing and do things alone. So, a lot of these things, they're quotes, but when you actually sit quietly and think about a certain quote, and you actually think there's always a deeper meaning behind every quote. And that's an action step to say, okay, now, but the biggest learning is taking action. Because how much learning can you do? You can learn from books, learn from speakers, learn from events. But if you don't apply, it's just a concept, it's just theory. And there's no impact you're going to make. So again, taking action is the absolute key ingredient.
Gautam, I don't know if I've told you, but one thing I really admire about you is this, your effortless ability to approach people and network. I think you're a relentless networker, and I'm really jealous of it, and I'm saying this on record. But what would be really helpful if you tell us certain tips about networking, because when I see you going out there network with people, it's a delight to watch you. So what is it that you do?
So again, I want to say it's come naturally. I'm really, really abundantly grateful that it's something which is a part of me, a part of my DNA, I'd say, in that context. But, if it's, to me, I'm trying to think how best, my experience of networking. At the end of the day, I really love people. And when you love people and you like making friends, that's a great place to start. And you always show interest in other people first before talking about yourself. So those are some of the traits which have made a difference for me. And there are a couple of thoughts, but they slip my mind at this moment. But to me, it's really about making a difference and adding value to someone else before you take care. So when you walk into a room to network, you show interest in other people. And to me, it's about an energy exchange. So I meet people and you turn around things, you bring excitement, you bring emotion, you bring feeling into a conversation. And someone says, my God, many people told me, they said, Gautam, I was just not in the mood to go out this evening, or, I was just had stress from an earlier meeting, but just spending time with you, my whole energy changed. So I think it's an exchange of positive, vibrant energy that, my God, we're so excited. I'd like some of that. And people want excitement energy. Everyone's got challenges, everyone's got a different, and your energies and emotions keep changing with different people. It could be emotions from home, at work, your mindset. And if someone comes along and is suddenly upbeat and, with a bit of humor, something personal, shows interest in you, it's a feel-good factor.
Changer for the other person.
Yeah, absolutely. So I think it's about sharing positive energy and making people feel, good about themselves. And then they're receptive to, make conversation. And one key thing actually does come to mind to share is people are not difficult. People are different. And once you accept that distinction in your life, whether you go networking or family members, I think by God's grace I can get along with everyone. I won't say I get along with everyone in the extent of the superior level, but I'd say it's neutral to positive with every single person I work with or meet. Because to me, once you acknowledge people are different, the way you speak to someone who may be different or a colorful personality, in different personality.
He's looking into my eyes when he's saying colorful and different.
And there are many different people out there, and you'll come across different types of speakers, different types of customers. And the moment you're sitting and you're in a mindset with someone's different, the way you approach them is so different. You focus on what value you can add and not focus on, my God, this person spoke loudly, this person was short-tempered, this person was this. That's adds no value.
So holding your judgment makes a lot of difference at
Absolutely.
that point.
Or even better, having no judgment.
Yeah, yeah. Um, Gautam, you've personally known so many speakers. Now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to throw some words at you. You have to tell me that speaker which resonates the
With that
most
word.
with these words.
Okay.
Energetic,
Ron Kaufman.
inspiring,
Inspiring Jack Canfield.
your true confidant, and it can't be your wife. It needs to be a speaker.
Ron Kaufman.
And one speaker you can call at 2 in the morning.
Ron Kaufman.
Oh my God, he's a lucky man here.
Yeah, and he's the one speaker I've actually known for over 20 years. We've done over 100 events with him. He's a friend, a mentor, a coach. He's seen me through extreme highs and extreme lows. So, he stands out ahead of the rest in that sense. But, there are lots of special speakers like Marshall.
But you know what? One thing I'm really liking about this conversation is that you're very, very honest. So that's appreciated. Which brings me to my next question. The most difficult speaker to handle, or relatively difficult, and you don't have to justify it, or you can.
Difficult to really put a name, because to me, again, saying people are not difficult, speakers are different. But I think I'd rather, if it's okay, I'd rather describe a personality. And to me, if you're easy to work with and you're flexible and you're supportive, and it takes a lot to put on an event. As an event company, to organize an event, you have several meetings, work weeks, if not months, to secure a contract. Then you organize flights, hotels. There's so much preparation to put on an event, and the event happens in an hour, at most a day, and they're gone. And you would have put 90 days of work. There would have been hundreds of emails.
Yeah.
So a speaker who really appreciates the level of work, commitment, time, sincerity that goes into making that day count, they will do anything for you on that day.
Yeah.
So we've had speakers who've been difficult in that sense, where coming for a dinner or meeting and greeting people outside off stage. And so a speaker who makes that difficult, then to me, as a speaker, we would not work
with. I think that's a great filter. And, if you could talk about 3 speakers that you've personally known, and they have impacted profound learnings in your life. They've impacted your learnings, and there is something that you take from them and practice it on everyday basis. Who would be those speakers, and what is the facet that you've picked up from them?
Well, great question. It actually is. A lot of people have been asking me, Gautam, when are you writing a book? When are you becoming a speaker? And I said, what would you like? He said, well, you've learned from the world's best speakers. How about writing a book of one takeaway that you've applied into your life? So to answer your question specifically, I'd say, let's say I say Jack Canfield for one. He's got a book, and obviously the Success Principles, and then he's got a book called The Aladdin Factor that I believe it talks about the power of asking. And to me, many people hesitate asking for whatever reason. And to me, I have no hesitation in asking. The maximum someone can say is no. If someone says no, so the chance of a no is 50%. So if you've got a 50% chance of achieving something, then what's stopping you from asking? Is it embarrassment? Is it ego? Is it low self-esteem? Whatever that may be, keep that aside and ask. You've got a chance, and the more you ask, the more chances you get a yes. I mean, I enjoy a no. You say you enjoy a no. I said, what frustrates me, how long does it take to get a no? If I get a no faster, I'm very happy, because it means I'm closer to my yes.
Yeah.
So the power of asking is something I really accredit to Jack Canfield. It was something I was doing, but he reaffirmed it and reinforced it as such a powerful tool, to the extent he says, Gautam, your power of asking actually exceeds mine. Because I got something at 3 in the morning. We were on a back-to-back tour between Oman, Bahrain, and Dubai. And in Oman at 3 in the morning, I got something done that he said, is this not possible?
Yeah.
I'm going to do this at 7. I said, if it can be done now, will you sleep better? He said, absolutely. And I got something done at 3 in the morning that he just cannot believe. He said, if you've done that, hands down, I salute you as the power of asking, the authority in that. So that would be one.
So you are like a chronic optimist.
Yeah, it's nothing's impossible. Impossible is nothing.
And the
second one would be Ron Kaufman. In talks, he always talks about, what new value can you provide your customers? What you provided your customers last year and what you provide them now. Excited them last year is not going to excite them now.
So.
Customers' expectations are always rising. So your value that you give your customers also needs to keep rising. So you need to constantly up your game. There's no room for complacency.
All right. Like I told you, we have a surprise segment, and right now we have with us Sakina Bharmal. Sakina, welcome to the show. And she has worked with Gautam in the past, and we are going to get all the bites from her as to what was her experience while working with him. And she has also planned a surprise game for Gautam, I think.
Absolutely.
Which is going to reveal a lot about Gautam's personality.
So beware, Gautam.
So
Watch
at
out.
this point, Sakina Bharmal, it's over to you. Just a second. There you go.
Thank you, Ridima.
Are you going to tell us what you're going to do?
Absolutely. So, Ridima, you asked me, how was my experience working with Gautam? And so, first of all, Gautam, are you surprised to see me? Did you expect to see me here?
Not at all. I knew I was being interviewed by Ridima. There was no clue that I was going to be interviewed by you.
Great. So, we planned a little surprise for you. But, first of all, Gautam, I want to tell you that working with you has been an absolute pleasure. I've thoroughly enjoyed it. Especially, there's one thing Gautam says, again and again. It's either yes or yes, right? And you hear the time and again.
Yeah.
What it really means is that, Gautam never can hear a no from anybody. So if there's a no from someone, he will do anything to convert into yes, So I'm sure that's something you all know about Gautam. And, Gautam, you also spoken about that in the bits of the interview, which I was watching from behind the scenes. But there's something that you may not know, how much Gautam loves his wife, right?
Of course. That's a revelation.
Exactly. So, Panna, that's Gautam's wife. I know it's not your birthday today, but I remember something really sweet that Gautam had done for, Panna's birthday. And this one time we were at an event. And, Gautam mentioned that for his biopic, Ranveer Singh would be the perfect actor. But Ranveer Singh also happens to be Panna's favorite actor. So this is what Gautam did. So at the event, Ranveer Singh, he's surrounded by his fans. And, Gautam, him being the confident self, he just walks up to him and he tells him, could I take a video of you wishing my wife a happy birthday? Like, as if he is supposed to do it. It is his duty, and he's here to just take a video for Panna.
That's very sweet.
And I'm like, what, Gautam? What? Are you serious? Are you doing that? And he's like, yeah, of course, it's going to be really sweet. And, behind I was like, oh, this is so sweet. And, he actually was with him for, I guess, 15 to 20 minutes. And at the end of it, Ranveer Singh gave out a 2-minute video wishing Panna a very, very happy birthday.
Really innovative, guys. This is like couple goals now.
Absolutely. So the things that he does for the people he loves is unimaginable. The little gestures that he does for all his clients, his friends. I think it's really sweet. And, the space that, you come from, sheer humility, sheer love for people, sheer love for humanity in general, I think that's huge. And that's something I really admire about you.
Thank you very much. I really appreciate it. It's something which I really take great pride in, and I don't look for acknowledgement or appreciation as such. I do it because it really gives me fulfillment in bringing a smile to someone else's face, bringing joy and bringing happiness, because that to me is, leaving the world a better place and helping uplift other people. So it's something which I enjoy. But thank you for acknowledging, appreciating something I did. And to me, it was just that preparation for a surprise video dedication for Panna that, till today she just says, I don't know how, but if anybody can, I know you can.
So it's that, and then, the free business class upgrades, you name it, he has all of it. So
he really believes in power of asking now, I know.
Absolutely. And, very interesting thing about Gautam is that he is very, very good at miming different accents.
Oh, this is a revolution.
Well, so whoever he speaks to, whether it's a client from Australia, it's somebody from Germany, he has that accent ready before he speaks to that person. So that's very interesting. But he also is very good at speaking in Hindi. So Gautam,
Hindi being your forte.
Yeah, and Bombay being his second favorite city in the world, we have coined a game for you.
Okay,
all right.
Fantastic.
So what you need to do is, you need to pick up a chick which has a word.
Okay.
And you have to explain that word to me in Hindi. it being your favorite language. So you have to explain that word to me in Hindi, and I have to guess it. So I don't know what's in that chit, but you need to explain that word to me in Hindi. Try not to use, related words which are really obvious, synonyms, etc.
Sounds a bit like taboo.
Exactly.
Avoid the obvious words, but explain it.
It's
so that
the
you can
Hindi
get...
version of taboo.
Okay, fair enough.
So, Gautam, are you ready?
I'm ready, but I have a disclaimer. She said Hindi is my favorite one. I'm very good at. You see, the disclaimer is she just used the British culture of sarcasm because sarcasm means reverse psychology. So, I'm disclaimer. The disclaimer is, Hindi is not my first language, but I'm happy to give it a go. I'm always up for expanding my comfort zone. So I'm all ready to play.
I love this spirit, Gautam.
Can I pick the clue at least I see so that I'll figure out how
Great, Ridima, let's do that.
Alright, so let me do it for... Okay. Do you want me to explain the word in your ear? Because I think you're confused. What does that mean?
I think I know what it means, but better be sure. Bunyan.
Wow, that was
No, that was not good one at all. I mean, I just...
Alright. So
that was a warm-up. That was a warm-up.
Not how you play this game, but here...
I was going to say sounds like kanda. I don't know.
I think this should be easy.
Okay, great. Oh, I got to say this in Hindi. Okay. एक स्पीकर है हम लोग के पास, उसका नाम है टोनी बुजान, और इस न्यूज़ के साथ वो इतना खुश था कि ये सबसे बड़ा आदमी इंडिया का एक किताब ने लिखा. वो अभी 2 महीना पहले ये बुक निकाला इंडिया में, और बीच वाला पेज में पूरा माइंड मैप था, और वो बोला माय गॉड सबसे बड़ा आदमी कौन है इंडिया में कि एक बुक निकाला सब बच्चों लोग के लिए, और ये आदमी पूरा दुनिया घूम रहा है.
Oh, Narendra Modi.
There it is, Narendra Modi.
I got it.
The book is Exam Warriors.
I'm thoroughly entertained by your explanation.
I think we'll take one more.
Let's take one more.
Yeah. I think this is the most entertaining segment because we hear Gautam speak Hindi. I'm enjoying it. This one is really amazing.
अंग्रेज लोग जब रात में सोते हैं तो पिजामा पहन के सोते हैं. इंडिया में कंफर्टेबल होने के लिए क्या पहनते हैं?
अंडरवेयर.
उसके ऊपर और कुछ पहनते हैं? लंबा से सफेद है.
लुंगी.
लुंगी.
Look at the chemistry here. Great.
You want to pick one more before we wrap up?
Let's do one more. I think he's very good at
I
this.
think, yeah. I think he's just being humble,
is
man.
phenomenal.
He knows how
This
to
is me speaking English, but
I think I'm really going to enjoy him do this.
I don't know what this means.
You want to give it a try by breaking it and sort of
अभी
giving
ठीक है.
it
2 word. Second word is मेरा सामने 2
Hot लड़कियाँ.
हाँ, hot लड़के.
I think he's
और
really
क्या
good.
बोल सकते हैं?
Beautiful, pretty, लड़की.
Okay.
You're giving a lot of good synonyms.
अभी
yourself.
नॉन वेज में मैकडोनल्ड्स में क्या क्या मिलते हैं?
Chicken.
हाँ.
Chicken.
हाँ तो
Chicks.
ठीक है. तो सेकंड वर्ड वो है.
Okay.
और पहले वर्ड मेरे को मालूम नहीं, तो मैं बोलेगा एक डीजे है, वो अलग अलग म्यूजिक खेल सकते हैं. तो बताओ कौन सा म्यूजिक डीजे खेल सकते हैं?
DJ. Genres of music बोलो.
जी.
He's saying G also. Okay. Say rock, metal, Bollywood, Punjabi, hip hop.
ये लोग में भी अफ्रीकन लोग ज्यादा इसको पसंद है.
Eminem.
I think you're getting close. What's Eminem's genre?
Rap, hip hop, rap.
So now?
I have to join those words.
Yeah, first word is
Rap chicks. Rap chick.
So I think that was rap chick, man.
Rap chick. Wow.
that was.
I think I have thoroughly enjoyed this game. I have exuberated. He's exuberated so much energy today. I'm going to have a good night's sleep, Gautam. Thank you so much for entertaining me thoroughly.
My
It was
pleasure.
a pleasure to be on your show, Ridima.
Thank you so much.